I am here with actress Rena Riffel. Rena, thank you so much for being with us today. And for folks out there that may not be familiar with your canon of work, you've been in a number of things. Most famously, the character of Penny in Showgirls, and also now Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. Could you tell us a little bit about your involvement and what inspired you to make a sequel, so to speak, of the original work of Showgirls?
Well, I felt like there was more of a story to be told, and I needed to tell my story.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I wrote and directed and edited and produced, along with two other producers, but this whole project.
Wow. So you actually, unlike the original Showgirls, where you know your character Penny was in that movie, but this was actually really a labor of love for you. I mean, you really the original vision and also just the production of soliciting funding. I know we talked a little bit earlier about this was actually a project that was funded on Kickstarter to some extent. So you really went out there and solicited financial support from backers and things like that.
Yes. Yeah, I did a Kickstarter, and thank goodness it was successful, as they say.
For sure.
But everyone was so great, and people were excited about this project. And that funded our first, 4 days, basically. And then from there, it was snowballing, and everyone was getting involved, and everyone was excited. And then two other investors came on board. But we made it for really low budget, super low budget. And people were more just donating their time, and, some locations were donated.
Awesome. Well, people don't realize, I think, that just how expensive it is to carry a project from paper to celluloid. I mean, the amount of the labor, the cost, the production, the distribution, it's a very expensive undertaking.
And it never ends. Even now, it's like the movie is still costing so much to keep going. There's just so many things that come up that you never imagine. All my time and money is still going into this movie.
Yeah. Well, of course, here we are at the Z Club here in San Luis Obispo, and you're actually having a screening tonight here in San Luis Obispo, almost your hometown. I know you're from the North County, but
this is the first time it's screened in this area. It's screened. It's been in theaters in LA, and it even played in Australia a few days ago in Brisbane. I was saying Brisbane before, and an Australian person said, no, it's called Brisbane. Yes. And it played in San Francisco and Arizona and Rhode Island, and it's in theaters. But so tonight we're here. So
it's kind of come full circle. For those that don't know of your kind of origins here on the Central Coast, you are a Central Coast native from San Luis, and actually also from Atascadero up in the North County. And so tonight we're here. You actually had a chance to show Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven. And there was a really great positive reaction from fans that were here, people coming up, talking to you, asking questions. What's been the response from fans so far when you've had a chance to show this movie?
Well, so far everyone has loved it, which I was so nervous because it's a lot to follow up, Showgirls, and I made this for the fans and the fans that go to the midnight movies. So I wanted, to give them something more because I appreciate them so much for all their support. So far it's gotten great reviews from the critics, and it hasn't gotten any bad reviews because they just really like it. I think maybe they can tell that I really worked hard on this movie, and I spent a long time on the script. I just, was perfecting it, and I was just hoping that people would enjoy it,
For sure. Well, from the reaction tonight of the fans here, I mean, I think that is definitely the case. The reaction was overwhelmingly positive, and it seemed like people really. There's an element to Showgirls 2, Pennies from Heaven, that really plays up the campiness and kind of the humor is really unique. It's almost like Showgirls, but taken to another dimension a little bit. And without spoiling the plot, could you tell folks out there a little bit about the storyline for Showgirls 2, and maybe just a quick summary of what folks can expect when they check out the movie?
Yes, well, it's kind of like it's a dark satire, and it's really funny because I guess the satire and it's a sarcastic humor almost, but basically my character Penny Slot decides that she wants to be on a dance TV show. That the dance show is kind of like Solid Gold is kind of what I was
I
going
totally
for.
remember Solid Gold.
Yeah.
Madame the Puppet. I loved Madame and Waylon Flowers. It was, yeah, that was, I used to get really scared by Madame. I thought she was like a witch or something. Anyway, sorry for digressing there into 80s land, but.
Yeah, so I was going very retro, like very 90s, early 90s. And so, but my obstacle is that I need ballet technique, which is very true. Because I started out as a dancer, and you have to have ballet technique if you're going to be a professional dancer. It's just like, that's how it works out.
Yeah.
So I go off to get my ballet technique, and I get in a lot of trouble. I end up becoming a prostitute without my character even knowing it.
Wow, okay.
And I get involved in this really shady group. And without giving away the end, I just have to get through this adventure and survive it.
I was gonna say Penny's kind of a survivor. I mean, she's been through a lot. She just rolls with the punches, goes with the flow, and she's actually a very strong woman, actually, in many respects.
Yes, thank you for noticing that. Yeah, she's naive and kind of dumb, but at the same time, she's actually very smart, and she is a survivor, and she's not going to settle for not going after her dreams. She wants to go after her dreams, and that's her priority.
Yeah.
So she's very empowered.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Rena, I want to actually talk a little bit about some of your other canon of work, past movies that you've been involved in, past projects. But before we go back, I want to just give the fans out there a link to your website and how they can get connected with you and actually purchase a copy for themselves of Showgirls 2 Pennies from Heaven so that they could check your latest project out.
Yes, it's showgirls2movie.com. Showgirls2movie.com.
Okay.
And yeah, you can send me an email and buy the movie.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
VOD.
Oh, wow.
VOD is only $2.99 for a week rental.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Less than a price of a Starbucks coffee, and you can have you can watch it 1,000,000 times in 1 week if you wanted to. Watch it over and over and look at all those little details and everything.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this film. It's very deep. So a lot of people, they watch it over and over, they've told me.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those.
There you have it. So the link's up on the screen right now. So again, encourage folks to check it out. And Rena, because you've been an actress for many years, and I kind of, I'm a big fan of, I've actually seen you in a number of movies through the years, and as an actress, seen you progress. And it's been a really interesting experience. For the folks that may not be familiar with some other projects that you've been involved in, would you mind kind of listing off some of your credits, so to speak?
Okay, well, I was in Striptease with Demi Moore, and I co-starred in that. And I was in Mulholland Drive, the David Lynch movie that you're a big fan of.
I'm a big David Lynch fan, I must admit it. We were talking off air about Christina and I, our just pure love for David Lynch, and we've of course gone to the Twin Peaks Fest the last couple of years, and so you had a relatively minor role, but what would have actually been a more significant role. Most people don't realize that Mulholland Drive, the movie, was part of it. About half of it was a pilot for an ABC TV series, kind of like Twin Peaks, that would have or should have gone on to been a series, and so should have.
Darn it.
Yeah, and so your character in the movie was relatively a small role, but in the TV series probably would have gone on to be more developed, I guess.
Yeah, they were going to develop my character more, so it's such a bummer. But you know how the film, you have to figure that out, but a lot of people on, I think it's called mulhollanddrive.net, but they say that my character is actually the Betty Diane character. I'm the reality of those two characters. So we're all kind of one person.
Interesting.
And yeah, you can read the threads. It goes on and on about the psychology.
I think
They
I've
call
seen
me
that.
a prostitute, though. Not my character's name was Lainey.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, they call me a prostitute.
Okay, so you actually did have a name. You did have a name. But yeah, the Mulholland Drive website, I've seen that site and just the theorizing about the plot and what it means and the two halves of the movie and which part was the real part of it and which part was the dream world or whatever you want to call it.
Theories.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
Wow, so that's too bad that it didn't get carried out. But speaking of TV shows or TV series, there was another TV series that I remember seeing you in many years ago. It was a TV series that I really loved, kind of a cult classic called Strip Mall. It was on Comedy Central. It used to come on after Strangers with Candy and some of those kind of comedic things. And you had a role on that wonderful show too.
A good part on that. And my name was, well, this is another one of my more risque kind of characters, but Pussy Magnifico.
Okay.
And my character was an aging porn star
Okay.
who was 29 years old. And
that's old in the adult industry,
yeah, he said,
right?
yeah, I was like 110 in porn years or something. But yeah, that was really fun. That was a great show. And then I did a really good part in The Pretender. That was around the same time.
That show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to act with Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas. I played a showgirl in that.
Wow, that's a perfect role. I was going to say the Las Vegas connection. That's
Yeah, it was another one of those showgirl Las Vegas things.
Wow, okay.
And let's see, Land's End.
Okay.
And what was so cool with Land's End is Bryan Cranston, who's on Breaking Bad now, you know, he's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So he played my boyfriend. It was a 2-hour pilot, actually, with Fred Dreyer and a bunch of other...
From Hunter and classic actor, NFL star,
Yeah. And then I was on Clueless and Married with Children.
Okay.
I was on their last episode, actually.
Really?
Where the grand finale.
Wow, okay.
And let's see, what else that people would know of? Breast Men. It was an HBO really good film with David Schwimmer. And let's look at my IMDb.
The list goes on.
I've been in like 50 movies or something.
It goes on and on. And I know you know.
Candyman 3.
Okay.
People will know that.
The horror genre, kind of spreading your wings a little bit. Okay.
And what else? Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to go back. I'm going to take it way back, Rena. I apologize if we want to go there. But one of the things that's kind of cool about tonight here at the Z Club, one of the local supporters that is here, a local fan favorite, Carl Edge from the Fishmasters. Some folks may remember the Fishmasters. If you're not familiar, look it up, Google it, go on Facebook. Classic, wonderful DIY show. But I know you and Carl go way back, and you actually had a cameo.
But yeah, I played the bikini girl, Bambi, the bikini girl, and basically my character took over his show, and we got rid of, you know, the idiot, as they called him.
That's right. The other half of the Fishmasters. Yeah.
So we got rid of him, and then I took over the show, and I totally ruined their show. I turned it into like cooking with Bambi.
That's right.
And
You had like a big ego. You were trying to take over.
Okay. Yeah, my character was
That's right.
horrible.
That's right.
And but then I did another episode later where we did a follow-up
Wow. Okay.
where because Carl Edge, his character, he just dumped me off on the side of the lake.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
He was too interested in those fish. He didn't really care about the.
he didn't like my ideas.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, I did that one as well.
Yeah. So what's it like? I mean, you and Carl go way back, and Carl's been doing a lot of stuff at the Z Club, getting a lot of comedians, kind of, you know, getting a lot of focus about local comedians and things like that. So is it kind of nice to come full circle and come back here to the Central Coast and show your movie here tonight?
Yeah, it's great. It's really cool. It's amazing.
Cool.
You know, I always thought that I would, after living in LA for so long, that I would eventually come back here. You know, I wanted to.
Yeah.
But you have to be stuck there because you go on auditions and things like that. But I hope to stay up here more, and I want to make movies up here now that I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I have my camera and
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, maybe we'll
Great
collaborate in some
locations.
capacity.
Yeah.
Highlight Media and Rena Riffel.
Yeah.
And Rena, lastly, I want to, of course, plug any of the, your fans are here. A lot of people here wanting to meet you and get autographs here tonight. But I want to also give you a chance to plug your upcoming projects, some of the projects that you're working on right now that fans may look forward to checking out here in the near future.
Yes, well, I'm working on a movie right now. It's called Astrid's Self-Portrait, and it's going to be a film noir, very experimental movie. But I've shot like 3 days of that so far, and that's just for fun. And but I think it'll be cool. And then I have a Marie Antoinette script that I want to make, and also a sequel to Showgirls, Two Pennies from Heaven.
Oh wow! Okay. Another sequel, a trilogy perhaps of kind of.
It's just going to keep going because I have a lot of ideas and things I have to say.
Okay. All right. There you go.
So yeah, that's going to be. I'll put it online and everything.
Yeah.
I want to shoot that next.
Awesome.
And then I have Trasharella.
Oh wow. Okay.
Too. That was my first movie I made.
Okay.
And I have Trasharella Part 2.
Okay.
I have a whole bunch
Another sequel. You're just rolling with the sequels. Wow.
sequels.
Okay. And I know, Rena, actually another a friend of ours who we met at the Twin Peaks Fest, Josh Eisenstadt, who's a filmmaker. I know that he's been in production for a couple years now of a movie called Spreading Darkness. And we talked to Josh this last year down in LA and got a chance to talk to him. And that's another project that you have been involved in and that probably will be seeing the light of day here, hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, we're still shooting that, but it stars Eric Roberts and me.
Yeah. That's all that matters, really, right? Eric Roberts and me, you know, the other people, you know.
And then a whole bunch of great actors. I'm like blanking right now. Yeah. But it's going to be a very interesting film, and it's shot on 35 millimeter, which like no one does anymore.
It isn't. We've talked to Josh about that and just the production cost of shooting on film versus video or digital is just astronomical.
Yeah. But film is beautiful. I mean, I love film the most, too.
All right. Well, a lot of great projects to look forward to, and we encourage folks to check out Rena up on the screen, her website, and to touch base with her on the web and get connected and find out about.
And follow me on Twitter.
There you go, Twitter. All right.
I need more followers.
There we go. So we'll put the hashtag up.
Riffel.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Right, so you can tweet Rena Riffel, you can look her up on the web, you can Facebook her probably, a lot of ways to get connected and support all of the great projects she's working on. So thanks again, Rena, for being with us. Appreciate everything, so thank you.
Thank you.